Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between Last and Rush here on Fighting Spirit. Top right, it's going to be a yellow Terran player. It is going to be Rush. And at the bottom left, it's going to be a white Terran player. His name is Last. You may have heard of him. Rust is an ASL finalist. And Last is also an excellent Terran player, so I feel like this is going to be pretty darn excellent. I'm not entirely sure when this is from, but I downloaded this replay back in 2018, so it's at least 4 years old at this point. So, alright, so we're going to see a lot of tanks and vultures and sometimes Goliaths and maybe battle cruisers if we get to that point. And maybe some drops. Dropping in TVT is an underused utility as far as I am concerned. So, hey, we're on Fighting Spirit, you know the map, and you know these two players. Hit that like button if you're excited for Rush versus Last. Woo! The Terran music going in the background. What is more appropriate for a TVT than Terran music? Nothing. Nothing at all. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Bottom, bum, 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 bottom, bottom, bum, bum, bottom. Barracks placement, kind of weird. Let's see. Oh. Are you going command center first, Rush? No, it's a little bit late on the barracks. Okay. All right, everything is cool. Last is ahead, but being ahead at the minute and 45-second mark is not an indication that you're going to win the game. Most of the time. All right. Anyway, if you've been watching, you probably heard that I've been under the weather for the last few days, and I'm back to 100% now, so I appreciate all of your well wishes. But yeah, that just happens, man. I have kids. They go to school, they get sick, they bring stuff home, they get sick a little bit, and then I get sick worse than they do. I don't know how immune systems work, honestly. Like, why do kids get less sick than adults do when it comes to these things? I've been exposed to more diseases than they have. I should have a better immune system, right? Who knows? Who knows how any of this stuff works? Anyway, getting a command center up earlier. And he's full of... What? What is this? If you're gonna proxy, just build it in the middle of the map. Last, you crazy person. What are you doing? He's floating the barracks out being like, okay, well, an SCV came down from the south there, so he could be. Rush could be in the top right, but he also could still be in the top left. I don't know, but let's check the top right first. That's the more logical position for it to be in. He's... I've never seen that before. I've never seen a Terran player straight up build a barracks inside of his main base, then lift it off and float it towards his enemy with the intent of proxying in this particular method of proxying. This is very, very, very weird. Rush, on the other hand, does have a bunker up already, so he's protected against any kind of weird proxy stuff that hasn't technically really even started yet. Is he just scouting with it? Is he just... I guess he's just scouting with it. Okay, so we're skipping any kind of marine pressure at all, which does sometimes happen in early TVTs, going right into factory stuff. First vulture's out from Last, getting a machine shop on that factory. Factory of the first kind is on the way here from Rush. And it's a proxy... Oh, a proxy starport up here at the 12 o'clock position, is it? All right. I like it. I mean, wow. Scouting with your barracks isn't weird. I mean, obviously, but like, just making it and then lifting it off without making any marines at all means you're really, really sure your opponent isn't proxying you, right? Because if that had been a proxy from Rush, he shows up, a marine arrives, and it's like, ah, crud. Well, I'm just pretty much dead, aren't I? You don't have a factory yet. All you have are SCVs to defend yourself, and like a well-microed marine just kills you, and then another marine shows up, and that's it, right? I think it is. This feels like a dropship to me. Dropship play. Vulture going to drop in the main base or something. It's definitely a good way to bypass the bunker at the front here, so that's good news. That is excellent news here from Last. He's very smart about how he's going on by this opening. Barracks comes in and says, yeah, you don't really have much that can kill me, do ya? This is early TVT. All you're making are tanks and vultures and stuff, and probably just vultures right now. Yep, dropship in production here from last, making more vultures, here from Rush. Gonna do a little bit of vulture micro here. Does manage to chase away last vulture. Last is like, oh yes, I'm gonna park here at the front. Don't mind me. There's no shenanigans happening here at all with the dropship. Nope. Wait, he's researching Cloak? And he's researching Cloak. What a very interesting TVT this is already. I like it very much. In the first 5 minutes, it's fantastic. All right, so we're going to try to wall off here against incoming vulture attacks, and the vultures are away from home, which means this could be insanely effective. You're just going to unload right here their natural base, stop all mining at the natural base entirely, and then look, we're hard-walled, and there's a siege tank back here, and you just have to go back home now. This is beautiful play from last. Oh, man, there's 2 vultures home, but you're outnumbered, hombre. That's 4-2. I'm sure you might kill one of my vultures, but guess what? I still have 3 of them here killing SCVs. Ah, tank showed up. Oh, no. Quick, kill as many SCVs as you can. SCVs repair each other if you can, too. Ends up getting a couple. Not too bad there. 31 to 31 workers at the end of the day. So, like, kind of a wash there. Some vultures die on both sides. The tanks kind of show up and shut everything down on both sides, and early chaos is pretty much over now, although guess what? Wraith attacks are here now. This is like an opening a 2-port Wraith versus Zerg, and they just don't have any spores or hydras yet, and they're like, ah, crap. And in TVT, it's kind of the same principle. There's not a lot of anti-air yet, right? Not at this stage of the game. Yeah, that one Marine. Oh, we made Goliaths already? Dude, Rush. Rush, you absolute beast. You made Goliaths already, but unfortunately, the Wraiths have Cloak. So your SCV count is plummeting here back down to 31. It was 31. It's 31 again. After several SCV deaths. Man, it's 12 hits. 12 hits, man, from a Wraith. To kill an SCV. Those boys are tanky. Are we doing anything over here? No. Spider-Mine, Spider-Mine. Blah, blah, blah. Barracks. Goliaths do get a couple hits off on these Wraiths. They're made of tissue paper, so they have to run. But that's 5 total kills on those guys. And then finally, Rush is like, where is this coming from? Aha! I see you. Actually going for Charon boosters here, too. This is a little bit early to go for Charon boosters in a TVT Rush, but you know what? You do you, man. I'm not telling you what to do at all. Factory, 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 factory. Yes, all the factories. Let's make all of the factories, shall we? Yes. Also, that scouting barracks. Oh, losing the barracks sucks because you have to make a new one if you're going to make factories again. And you're probably going to want to make some more factories. It's my assumption here. Bam, sucker. Alright, so front door's open. Siege tank count out is pretty nice. Scan revealed a few of the spider mines, but not all of them. And the scan wears off eventually, too. So Vulture trying to cruise around here. Tank count is, I think, definitely favoring last here. He's got 5 of them to 1, 2, 3. 5 to 3 right now. It's really just been Goliaths and Vultures more than siege tanks in the production here from Rush so far, but I guess he needs the Goliaths because he knows the Wraiths are out. And there's 3 of them here. Yeah. So 6 kills on those 2, and then a brand new Wraith has joined the party here. They got repaired up, actually. Look at the repair. Cloaks. Oops, scan. Get out. Oh, no, didn't get out of there. Keep running. The Goliaths are away from home. Kill more of the SCVs. 45 to 45 workers. Rush is doing an excellent job keeping up an economy despite losing what feels like a lot of SCVs today to the harassment of last. He's doing amazing work that way. But siege mode coming in from both players. Vulture speed finally getting researched from last. I mean, that's something that Rush has had for some time here. Oh, loses a Wraith on the way out too. Brutal. Brutal stuff. But guess again, who has the more tanks? And the more tanks can usually win these battles pretty darn effectively. But, I mean, it's a TVT, so we're going to see tank lines anyway. Not so much direct engagements here. So, okay, so a few siege up. They're trying to cover this area here, so it's not just a direct march into the main base. Or the natural base anyway, but trying to slink down the side a little bit here. I don't know about that. Ow. Ow. Oh. No. Tank's dying. It's doing it. Oh, that goes down. That guy's evacuating. Oh, 3 vultures die instantly there. Wraith gets wiped out by the Goliaths that are present. It's just a bloodbath on both sides here. But it looks like Rush does not have enough to continue his assault right now. He's continuing to make reinforcements, though. Ah, Spider-Mine blocking optimal location for this third base for Rush, but he can lift that and land it later. It's an advantage that Terran players have that Protoss and Zerg do not. So that's nice. You gotta have some kind of advantage if you're gonna play Terran, right? So Tank's dead. Spider-Mines laid amongst the siege tanks and drawing them in. Actually, no. How did none of these tanks die? I guess his own vultures came in and took one for the team, I suppose. Oh, he's doing the same trick, though. Spider-Mine comes up. Bam! Big time hit and finishing it off with an unsieged siege tank. And I think Last is just ahead right now. 85 to 81 total supply. He is playing exceptionally well. Gotta put those SCVs to work. Last, there you go. Good man. Good man. Also, getting a third base is something that I would recommend. I mean, if your opponent has a third base and you don't have a third base in a mirror matchup, it just indicates you're probably going to die. Unless you could beat them in the next, like, 2 or 3 minutes before that income advantage really kicks in, right? So maybe that's what Last is going for here. He's just straight up pushing with his 0-0 siege tanks. No upgrades here for Rush either. And I'm sorry these colors are so close, but it's either white versus yellow or yellow versus yellow, which is demonstrably worse for most people. Hey, look at this. Or you just go kill your dumb opponent's third base. Okay, Rush isn't dumb. I'm sure Last doesn't think Rush is dumb either. Just got a little excited there. Yeah, you just deny their third base, and then that way it doesn't matter you don't have a third base. Hooray! Gonna build a third base anyway in a very weird... Why here? Last is honestly making some very interesting decisions here today. Rush trying to gain control of this third base location. Is he gonna... Taking siege tank hits is never good, but... Siege tank versus siege tank's a little more fair. Look who made his own wraith. Rush totally did. What a boss. What a boss. He's making another starport too. Oh. Is he going into the wraith play faster than usual here? Because we do get wraiths in this matchup a lot of the time after it's... Like, the map's been cut in half, and there's tank lines everywhere, and missile turrets, and... like, vultures everywhere, and then someone throws up 5 starports and just makes nothing but wraiths for a while. But a cloaked wraith of Last shows up and shuts that down. There's only one tank on the high ground, though, so... Holding this is nigh impossible. Not even Flash could hold in this position, and he's not... Last is not Flash, and he's not going to hold here either. Yeah, I don't think Flash could do it, honestly. Oh, look at this dude. 2 kill Vulture. 3 kill Vulture. One more hit. Get him. Ah, got distracted. Didn't keep his eye on the prize. See, look, and then he lifts the third base in here, and it's like, but why? Why not just build it here? Last has all sorts of confusing decisions in this game. That's okay. Science facility up. Are we going battle cruisers? Tell me we're going battle cruisers. I have some TVT fans in my life who are hoping for battle cruisers. I can't promise them because I don't know how this game goes, but we've got some time left before it's over. So maybe. Yeah, see, look, this wraith stuff. Like, it's not that they're amazing against ground targets, but if nothing can shoot up, they're pretty much unstoppable, right? If not literally unstoppable, which they are. So 3 base, everybody's rolling happy now. 74 to 63 workers. Last has managed to finally take a worker lead today. It feels like he's been killing a ton of SCVs on the other side of the map, but always been just kind of even with worker count with Rush here. Oh, Vulture's running right into a tank line. First official tank line of the day, I think. Or maybe this one. This one's probably the first official tank line. Both sides facing each other down, making angry faces at the other guys. This is a good line here, too, but it's only one-sided. Oh, there's the other side. Okay, so tank lines are being set. Those of you who clicked on this hoping for tank lines, you got it. You got your wish. It's a TVT. The odds of seeing a tank line are pretty darn high. I don't cast a lot of them on the channel, but you know what? Every once in a while, I got to throw up a big, long macro TVT, keep those TVT fans happy so they don't burn down my house. And I think everybody wins in that situation. A Valkyrie. It's a Valkyrie. Okay. I mean, against enemy wraiths, Valkyries are a fantastic answer. They were designed specifically to take down Mutalisks, but they work against anything squishy that flies. And wraiths count. They're in the same box as mutalisks. They're squishy and they fly. Turrets coming up. Yeah, we split the map in half, I think, at this point. Fourth base coming up. That's right. Fourth base is done here from Rush. 12 o'clock position. Looking good, but also fourth base is done for last in the bottom right. If you want to support the channel, there's a few ways you can do it. Go to falconpaladin.store. Check out the merch there. T-shirts, hats, mugs, hoodies. If it's colder where you are, hoodies are great. If it's hotter where you are, we got t-shirts too. Also stickers if you're into stickers. I think we're working on a water bottle design too if you want one of those. Also patreon.com/FalconPaladin, a good place to go. Support me for as little as $1 a month. Clicking the join button down below this YouTube video. It's a good place to go as well. Of course, I have heard if you're on an iPhone watching YouTube, you don't actually have the join button available. Which doesn't honestly surprise me considering Apple doesn't want money going directly to their competitor, Google. Some people have reported it is there. So, I don't know. If you want to support me through YouTube because you don't trust Patreon or other platforms other than YouTube, which you're on right now, then yeah, just go ahead and check out web browser, youtube.com, in Safari, I guess. And that should work for you, I think. I haven't actually tested that out. I probably should. But anyway, you can support me for as little as a couple bucks a month there, too. There's some different tier membership rewards on Patreon and on the YouTube as well. So, I mean, we are absolutely TVTing this right up, aren't we? Just a beautiful tank line. Tanks south, tanks north. Splitting the map in half. You get the top half. I get the bottom half. You take the 9 o'clock. I take the 3 o'clock. And everything's fine. Ship weapons and ship plating in research and making 4 wraiths at a time right now is our guy, Rush. I like it. I like it a lot. When this is the state of the game, why wait to make your wraiths? Just do it now. Here they are. Here they are. And look who's making 4 of his own starports. It's just so funny to me. TVT goes from everything's ground-based to everything's air-based at the snap of a finger, it feels like. It's a very fast transition every time. I'm sure the Terrans who do it are waiting for their 5 starports to build, or like, it's not a fast transition, man. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for a while to get those starports up. Just sacking supply here at this stage. No one's honestly trying to break either of these tank lines. But, oh, battle cruiser army. Yes, yes. Last is getting us battle cruisers. Battle cruisers operational. Quick shout out to both JLC and Critter on this cast. They both specifically in the Discord server requested a TVT cast. And I know JLC loves battle cruisers, so this is for you, dude. And nobody else. If you're watching this and you're not those players, get out. I'm just kidding. You can stay. It's fine. It's fine. I can't police that anyway. Come on. How would I be able to? Okay, but seriously, we're just... I don't know. Maybe we're trying to break a little bit here. I like the Valkyrie add-on to this air composition for last, though. It's going to beat this whole wraith thing quite easily. Yes, there's your battle cruiser in production. 8 starports at... Yep, that's a lot of starports under production, Rush. Does he have the physics lab yet? No. He's just going all of the wraiths, man. Which is a pretty darn solid counter to battle cruisers, it turns out. Beautiful. Just beautiful music is what it is. So someone's got to make a move here, right? I guess we could mine the whole map out. And then somebody makes a move. Once taking bases doesn't matter anymore. That does really change the game of StarCraft. When you've both mined out the entire map, and then it really doesn't come down to killing the newest sources of income for your opponent at all because those don't exist. And then it's just kind of like you just kill all your opponent's buildings or crush their army to the extent they quit. And that just, it doesn't change it immensely, but it definitely changes it. Yamato gun under research right now for them. Battle cruisers, and let's take a look at them, shall we? They're down here, right? Yeah, there's one. So beautiful. We see them in ZVT sometimes. I actually cast an Ample versus Soma game last week in which we saw Battlecruiser play against Soma. So if you want to check that out, by all means, I recommend it heartily. This is a really good game. Ample's a great Terran player. Soma's a great Zerg player. It was not something that you want to miss. And we've seen wins when Terran go Battlecruiser against Zerg. We've seen losses too. It just doesn't really matter. It's not like they're a harbinger of victory or loss. They're just something that Terrans do sometimes. Oh, we're cloaking and we're... yeah. The Valkyries are like, hey, come clump up over here, guys. And they're like, wraith, awaiting launch orders. If launch orders are suicide, I'm out. SCVs come in to sacrifice themselves. Sacrifice me. Just kidding, they're repairing. Oh, because this is maybe the most wraiths I've ever seen in a game of StarCraft. It's so many wraiths, and he's just all in on the wraith ball. He believes in it, immensely. 1-1 upgrades here for the air. 1-1 upgrades for last. Russia and last have the same upgrades there. And again, the wraiths are amazing against battle cruisers, but also the Valkyries are amazing against wraiths. So just trying to hunt and scout a little bit with your own wraiths, but there's turrets all over the place. I mean, this is... yeah. If you're here for TVT, this is what you're here for. And a couple of wraiths dying there. Once again, not really microing them away as last because he doesn't care. But honestly, we're going to do this. We're going to mine out every one of these bases. We're working super hard at it with 70 plus workers. Of course, we're all both on 6 total bases. So like, yeah. Oh, but the center? Okay. So in a game where both players have mined out the map, except for one base, which is the center here. See, this is why Rush is trying to get some early mining at the center. So he has an economic advantage. Rush, you dirty dog. I mean, not dirty at all. That's pretty smart stuff. I approve. I mean, getting any resources you can from this center base, because this is the difference in the game. You're going to have the same number of resources when all is said and done here, because nobody's going to go for an attack till everything's mined out. It certainly seems that way anyway. And then Wraith Heaven right here. Are you a fan of Wraiths? This may be the game for you. Both players getting ship plating and ship weapons upgrades. And actually last throwing on a couple extra factories. Don't know where he's building these exactly. No, but oh, just in the natural? That's a weird place for them. Okay. I guess there's a little more real estate there than otherwise. Then in the main base, for example, kind of cramped all up in here. But yeah, if you don't want to support me monetarily or you can't, that's fantastic. I really don't have any complaints there. But you can hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. All sorts of things that you can do to help the algorithm know that I'm here, and then I can win YouTube. It's nice winning YouTube out here. You get a nice plaque. Actually, there's several levels of plaques that I've seen. Fancy stuff. Valkyries just want to, just like one volley. Just give us, oh my gosh. Just one volley. How? Oh, yeah. This is so, I wish I had a unit count on how many wraiths this is. So 73 of the supply are SCVs, and then we've got, I mean, it's a lot of tanks. Let's not lie. It's not a small number of tanks that Rush has, so it's not entirely wraith, but I think all of his vultures have been sacked. Yeah, I think his vulture count is currently 4 more starports, everyone. This is bonkers. We are sky tearing it up right now. 2-2 for both players, working on that 3-3. EMP's coming in from last. He wants maybe to EMP the Wraith group so they can't cloak. Not a terrible thing. Wraith Ball says. Not the entire Wraith Ball. You don't want to send the whole Wraith Ball out and stack them like that, because like 2 volleys from a Wraith just means you really hate your day. Not that they're all going to die, but wow. Snipe. Snipe. There we go. That's what we're looking at. Wraith Ball of Wraith Balls. What is he? Oh, he's killing his own Valkyries now. He's freeing up supply for production tab. Doesn't... Really? It's such a tempting target to have a Valkyrie just get a volley off and wound every one of the Wraiths in a certain area, and then it's easier for Goliaths to handle it. Yeah, he's just throwing out more Goliaths with the supply here. He decided not to try to battle for air superiority here with the Valkyries at all. He recognizes that Wraith count is sickeningly high. I don't... It's not the word I'm looking for there, but like ridiculously high is the play. Siege tanks firing away. Really trying to take the center for his own, and Last is not super interested in contesting that. But I think he needs to. He can't just allow Rush to have all the minerals and gas here, because like Rush already has a bigger bank on minerals. And I'm not sure how much of that is. It's just higher worker count overall, or he's getting stuff from the middle or whatnot. Oh, defensive matrices are up. We're going. We're moving, everybody. Let's go. Wraith Ball doesn't want to engage here. Just going to pull back. Defensive matrix up on the battle cruisers, which always looks super, super cool. Super awesome, and bam. Just absolutely crushes through that left wing of the defense of Rush. And starts going after this top left side. Remember when I was like, nobody's going to move until everything's mined out? That proved to be incorrect. Last decides to make that move, because he can't take the center away from Rush as easily as he could come up this left side, apparently. And yeah, he's going to try to wipe out this whole entire left area. But man, I don't... Like, Goliaths are good. They win against Wraiths. Cost for cost, hands down, easy peasy lemon squeezy, but if you're outnumbered like 50 to 10, it's gonna be a lot harder, y'all. Oh, I like this. Coming back here. Sniping tanks with ease, and then the siege tanks of Rush roll in. And defensive matrix is up, trying to get any kind of damage on these Wraiths would be super hot. Battle cruisers in the battle. I don't know if the battle cruisers can win this. I really think Valkyries would have been extremely good here. Oh, the battle cruisers, though. No, battle cruisers all completely gone. He's making 5 more. Last is like, well, those BCs are completely dead. You know what I need is more battle cruiser. Last is probably JLC confirmed. So, all right. So this left side natural, well, top left natural spawn of Rushes is hurt. Yes. And he lost some SCVs there, but he's just making more Wraiths with that available supply. And Last snuck up and took the middle away from Rush too. Whose building exit is blocked? Who do you think? These factories maybe? Something crazy there? Alright, so if Last can like legitimately take the middle and get a command center here, which I don't know that he can possibly do. I mean, he can. Just not easy. Both players have 3-2 upgrades. Now they're getting vehicle plating, but that's the last priority. There's got to be some math in here where the number of hits your tank can sustain, having 2 armor matters in a TVT, but not the 3rd armor as much. The 3rd level of armor as much. And another sally forth up the right side. Another salvo. Battle cruisers leading the charge. Tanks, Goliath, everybody at the front right now. And to take down the engineering bay, which means you gotta make another one to make more missile turrets, which totally sucks. And then a left side attack from Rush on the other side. So are we just... Is this like gonna be the longest base race of all time? No, it's not. The Wraiths are coming back home to try to deal with this upstart army coming up with really no signs of stopping at all. I'm really shocked he's got more battle cruisers. Are they going to accomplish more this time? I mean, they didn't instantly die or anything in their first engagement. I guess maybe they took a bunch of Wraiths with him, which is pretty hot stuff. But, ooh. Oh, this is coming. Oh, Last is coming around. He's able to take center. It belongs to him now if he wants it. But no, instead of securing center, he goes top right. He's going to try to take out the production of factories that belong to Rush. And the Wraith Ball is just like, so... Can we get in there? It's a large number of Goliaths, y'all. Also, siege tanks denying this right side 3 o'clock base of Rush. And I think Last is kind of just taking control of this game all of a sudden. I'm not sure the giant Wraith Ball is working out as well as Rush wants it to. Wraiths are just like, if we can pick off stragglers, that'd be great. He doesn't even bother doing that. No. Get in there. Like, kill the guy. Kill the dudes that are alone, at least. That doesn't cost you anything at all. Are these Goliaths exploding with blood? Am I seeing blood death animations on these dudes? I mean, I know they have human... No, they have human pilots or cyborg pilots. They sound like cyborg pilots, but... Oh! Now kind of just one-shotting the crap out of these battle cruisers. Yeah, no. So the BC is just dead. The Wraiths are just trying to engage. Building exit blocked indeed. Rush, building exit blocked indeed. I don't know, man. Can you tell how big this Wraith Ball is just by eyeballing it? They just stack up on each other. It's like, it's a giant group of Mutalisks. Counting it is hard. But are the Goliaths winning? No, they are not winning at all. The Goliaths are gone. The siege tanks are vulnerable. Can't believe I'm going to say the science vessel's going to escape. That doesn't make any sense. It does not escape. And both players are down to about 120 supply. They are burning through their bank to rebuild on Wraiths for Rush and Goliaths for Last. And more science vessels for defensive matrix, I assume. Take the center, Last. I know you're busy losing all your tanks up this way. But you can't take the center anymore. The Wraiths are out. There's not enough to defend this. Bring up. Take the center. I guess he figures as long as his bases aren't... Oh, I don't know, man. Oh, he's doing it! Okay, I thought maybe he was going to wait until he was desperate. Like, wait until he'd fully mined out these side bases, but nah, he's just going to throw up a command center in the center now. Which traditionally means you feel like you're way, way ahead, or you're way, way behind and feeling desperate. And the fact that Last has not secured this top side is a big problem. So I'll take a command center here and not secure the top attack path at all. All right, man. Rush is committing to Wraiths like as hard as anyone's ever committed to anything. Like, you know those old couples who've been married for 80 plus years and they're both over 100 and they love each other as much and more as the day they met and they're incredibly committed to each other. That is Rush's relationship with Wraiths in this game. He doesn't think about doing anything else. Maybe it's some tanks. He realizes he needs some tanks. Gotta spice up that relationship a little bit. But you know, it's all back to the Wraiths in the end. I don't know if that comparison holds up as much as I want it to. But hey, Last pushing up the middle. Roar, very strong. Roar, 191 to 185 total supply. Tanks firing center now available to be expanded to. Wraith, look, man, you keep making these Wraiths. They gotta engage maybe before the army sets up right on your front doorstep? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. They are kind of exploding red, aren't they? I feel like maybe it's always been like that and I just haven't noticed. Maybe I'm incredibly unobservant. That's entirely possible. Defensive Matrix Siege Tank says, boo, I win. Oh, still taking tank shots. Hold on. Do I still win? Oh, yeah. Oh, and re-defensive Matrix and then sayonara. 186 to 184 supply, but bank check. Somehow last is up by 5,000 minerals to 200 minerals from Rush, and I mean, he disrupted mining operations over here, and he disrupted mining operations over here. So 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock from Rush was not solid at all. That, I don't know if that accounts for a 5,000 mineral difference at this point in time, but maybe that's all it takes. All right, last says, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And just Goliath from the ground, shooting 37 miles into the air. Just doing damage upon these wraiths. Oh, it's like 70 kilometers in the air, 75 or so. Maybe even 80. For those of you who do not use American standard measurements, Imperial standard. We got it from England. It's not our fault, okay? All right. See these tanks back here completely undefended. Why are you? Last is just like, it's good, I think. He can recognize there is no bank. So he really doesn't have to make good trades here, and he can still definitely win this game. Yeah, look at the... Am I nuts? Is there extra red in these Goliath death explosion animations? Yeah, I mean, the few wraiths that are still popping out of these starports are getting picked off as soon as they're coming out of their training. I mean, it's not like there's no income for Rush here. He still has this right side base, the 12 o'clock, the top left is still pretty happy. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world here, but these Goliaths seem unopposed. Oh, and if that's happening, that's just your GG, isn't it? If these wraiths can't be stopped by anything, and there's only what? Oh, yeah, like 10 wraiths here? Nope, that's not going to stand up to 8 Goliaths with the gosh darn fullest upgrades you've ever seen. Okay, so all of the starports are dead. You can't even lift them off because there's Goliaths here? Oh, this is so terrible. The wraiths are like, we feel useless. Why? Why did you bring us into this world, Rush? And I think Glass has got this thing. He's got this thing on lockdown. I don't know, the battle cruisers did as much for Last as he wanted them to, but he made them and he won, so like it's not horrible. Oh, did he drop some tanks in here? How did he get tanks in here? He must have dropped them. Yeah, okay. So he dropped tanks in there. There were things to rival the Goliaths. There were siege tanks on the map still from Rush. And I assume the dropships died because they went to kill Goliath and the Goliath sniped them out of the sky. But guess what? Turnabouts is fair play. I guess I'm seeing blood on the tank hits as well. Yeah, look at that. Maybe I'm just colorblind. It's possible. Maybe it's only as visible because these are very light colors, the yellow and the white, so the attack color stands out more than if it was red, I guess, or even blue maybe, or like purple. Very slow, very steady tank positioning here from both players. 194 to 136 supply does not really tell us any lies though. And that bank doesn't either. Oh, I mean, Last is what? Last. Friendo Babendo. He's down to what, 1,000 minerals now, which is why he holds the center. Which is the key to everything in this game, is holding center. Yeah, he's just casually smiting enemy siege tanks, knowing that Rush cannot easily replace them at all. And that's your GG. Rush taps out. He sees the writing on the wall, and last is your winner in 40 minutes. And about 8 seconds there, if not exactly 8 seconds. So yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed that one. That was an absolute ton of fun. Got battle cruisers, we got Valkyries that did some stuff, and then were sacrificed immediately. So that wasn't good. But, you know, battle cruisers and then Goliaths were the answer to the race here today from last, which I do not disagree with. I think they did pretty darn well for themselves. I would have liked to see a couple of Valks in there just for a little bit of splash damage, but, you know, last got the win. He did what he did. I can't really second guess many of his decisions there. And then, yeah, Rush. Mass Wraiths, man, it is... If you could catch your opponent by surprise, right? You show up with 20 Wraiths, you start picking off tanks. There aren't any Goliaths out. The enemy doesn't have their Wraith Ball yet. It's really effective, but sticking to it seems like a questionable play to me. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how we go with this thing with Wraiths in the future, but Goliaths just seem like a really, really solid answer here. I don't think I've ever seen that attempted as much here as in previous TVTs. 366,000 points from last today, 342,000 for Rush. Both players produced similar numbers of units, but last killed 390 to 334. That's a pretty big discrepancy in favor of the White Terran player. Buildings raised 2-1 in favor of last. And then resources here, outspending, almost spending 100,000 resources today last, but outspent his opponent by about 4,000, 4,500 resources or so in 40 minutes, which is going to be enough, especially, I mean, honestly, especially if your Goliaths are more cost efficient than the Wraiths are, which is exactly what happened there. So GG, well played last, gets the win over Rush. Rush played a good game, about 300 APM on that guy. He plays fast, he plays strong. He's won some TVTs on the channel before. And again, performs very well in ASL consistently too, at least recently. Maybe this is back when he was younger and more inexperienced, but still very dangerous, and took the last 40 minutes to take him down. So GG. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.